What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 stocks that could easily help you double your money by next year. These stocks honestly have been going to the moon in the last couple weeks, and I see no signs of them slowing down. One of the stocks is actually up 70% in one day. One day. That's huge. So stick around to the end of the video to find out about that. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, I'm Mike.
And I'm Chad.
And we're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. So if you guys could hit that sub button and help us out, helps us grow the channel and build a community. But let's go ahead and hop into it. So the first stock on the list is Nio, man. This one, honestly, has been, I would say the last couple days, it's been just hanging around that $45, $46 mark. We have Nio Day coming up in January. So I really feel that the turn of the year is going to be setting new records for Nio. I know what
they're going to be releasing the sedan, so it's going to be huge.
Exactly. Yep. On their Nio Day, they're going to be talking about the sedan, which I think will just give them a bigger market. And also at their last Nio Day, they were up 50% in one day. So if they hit that 50% again, man, you're already halfway there to doubling your money. So I honestly feel that this one could easily hit $100 by the end of next year. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. I know there's a bunch of price predictions out there with this thing even hitting 300 by the next 12 months, which would be beyond double your money.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're going to be releasing the sedan, which, like we were talking about earlier, most of the time when you're driving around, you see cars,
right?
You see sedans driving around. You don't see as many SUVs. So, especially as we said before, also in other countries, they like smaller vehicles. I think a sedan will be huge for them. And then also, if they become profitable this next year, that's also just going to be massive for this company.
Right. And don't even get me started with the battery as a service, man. Like that that model itself is huge. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there, but I do feel like this one was easily going to be able to double your money by next year. The next one,
not that long ago, it was at $20, and now it hit $50.
I know I got in this thing at like $18 or $19, and
right.
So I've already doubled my money. So I'm looking to quadruple that, man. But in the next one, we're going to talk about Wish. So Wish this one's kind of been real funny. This one's like just gone up and down the last, it just IPO'd a week or two ago. During the IPO, honestly, I think a lot of people, I know we were expecting it to go to the moon, just like Airbnb and DoorDash, and it went the opposite direction, which is fantastic because that's a perfect buying price for all of us. So
that's what we did.
Exactly. We're kind of getting back into that same territory where if you aren't into Wish already, this is a perfect entry point. That $20 mark. I could easily see this thing tripling within the next year. The Wish revenue, honestly, though, it's just quadrupled in the last 4 years or so. They were at $300 million in 2015, and in 2019 they're up to $2.3 billion. That's more than quadruple. And I see so their valuation right now in 2019 is $11.2 billion, and then it seems like that every year their user growth grows by $100 million or 100 million users every year. Yeah. So that's steady, consistent growth. That's going to be steady, consistent profit for them. I know as of 2019 they weren't making a profit yet, but that seems like I feel like that's the same with a lot of new companies.
Yeah, it takes them. It could be a while before a company is actually profitable because they're spending a lot of money on just ramping the business up. So.
Right, which makes sense for them being a private company and then just breaking into the to the stock market. So I can easily see this one hitting $60. That's more than double, triple our money if you are in at this $20 mark. Again, this is not financial advice. We always ask you guys to consult your financial advisor, do your own research. But yeah, this one I can see this one hitting $60. What about you, Chad? What you thinking?
I would say more like mid-50s.
Mid-50s.
But yeah, pretty much on the same page as you, because they're like everything is growing. You look at all their numbers every year. It's growing.
Everything's consistent.
Even their merchants are growing every year by like 200 million. So
you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you really can't go wrong.
Especially once they become profitable, it's just gonna explode even more. So
right, you are. And then let's go on to the next one. So the next one we're gonna talk about DraftKings. DraftKings is one that I've been a fan of. I'm personally up in this one. This one has been it obviously today was not really a good day for them. But I know you got to think long term here. We think long term. All our investments are long term. We don't do any short term or day trading. But a lot of states are starting to legalize online gambling, which I feel is big for, obviously it's big for DraftKings.
Yep.
The NBA just started 4 days ago, so I'm sure we're gonna have some gambling in that. We're getting into the playoffs of football, college football playoffs, NCAA basketball, like all of these sports that are going to be starting to pick up. But for this stock, I could easily see this one honestly hitting $80 to $100 by the end of next year, especially with all those vaccines. Again, like we said, all the sports. We've done more breakdowns of this stock as well in previous videos, so we can always link those in the description as well. But where do you think you see this one sitting by the end of next year, Chad?
I think at least $100. There are a couple analysts with price targets. I think 100 or 110. I saw it was. So, yeah,
Right. I mean, we look at the high point on the stock for this year. Obviously, it's kind of been up and down throughout the year, but we hit that $65 mark. And yeah, we had that big pullback back here in the last month or so. But I do, and you can see it's clearly working its way back up in that direction. So I believe this thing could easily hit $100 easily.
yeah. I mean, I'm up 20% in it, and I haven't even been in very long at all. So,
Right. So I mean, buying on that dip was a great point. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye on this and see what happens with this one. And so for the next stock, we got Norwegian Cruise Lines. So these ones, a lot of people have been very bearish on. Not a whole lot of people are investing in these just because of the fact of Corona, which is understandable. But now that they're starting to push vaccines out, I feel like buying into all the travel, the hotels, the cruise lines, all of these stocks where people couldn't go and like actually give business to have tanked. And I feel like these are just going to be on their way to the market. Once we start to see positive things come from the vaccine being pushed, numbers going down, people moving, traveling, doing all these things, you can easily expect these to go up. I know they've already started pushing cruises out as well.
yeah, in other countries, they expect that I think they're gonna start in Europe. I don't know exactly when next year, but then they're gonna be doing U.S. cruises as well.
Right.
But this, like you were saying, this is one of the areas that hasn't recovered yet from the pandemic. So, it was sitting at like 59
Yeah, almost
before
$60.
before the pandemic. So, I mean, it could easily, once business opens back up as normal, it could easily just jump back up to that, and that's
Right.
over doubling your money right there.
Right. And
So,
again, these are all long-term holds. These are not going to be buy it in now and get 60% in a week. That's not what we're about. Again, these are all long-term holds. So this is definitely one. I mean, I see definitely by the end of the year we're getting back right to where we were at.
yeah.
I think this could easily hit that $50-$60 mark by the end of next year,
Yep,
considering
with the vaccines and everything, for sure.
exactly.
And everyone's just been stuck at their house for a year. Everyone just wants to get out.
I know I want to
So,
get out, man. I know we're leaving for Florida here in a couple days, so it'd be nice to kind of get out and do something different that's not sitting in the house.
yep.
But for the last stock, this one has been up. This one was up 70% for us yesterday, I believe.
It
So
was, well, it was up 80, I think 85% or something, and then it was down like 10%. So overall, it's like 75% or so that we're up
right.
in like 2 days.
So this one, this is XLfleet, and for those that don't know, we made a video about this a couple days ago. We'll put that link in the description as well. This one just merged with PIC. Basically, it's just like another hybrid EV vehicle maker. But the difference between these, they're more of a competitor with Workhorse. And the difference between XLfleet and Workhorse is XLfleet already has vehicles on the road. Not saying that
Right.
Workhorse doesn't, but the amount of vehicles XLfleet has on the road already is like double or triple what Workhorse
It
already has.
was a lot more than that. I think Workhorse only had like 400 vehicles, and XL Fleet had like close to 4,000.
Oh, so yeah, so it's
So it's
even
like 10 times.
right, right. So it's even more. Again, we did make a video. We'll post that in the description. This is the one. This one I personally am excited about. I am not selling this thing. I can easily see this one going up with the Workhorse group. You know,
Right.
maybe even with like the Nio group. The more that we get into these EV, I feel like it's just going to be good news for this company. This one I'm holding for long term, but I'm going to watch this around 2022, 2023 because basically they take a truck, a UPS truck per se, and they install their own hybrid
Powertrain. Pretty much.
powertrain on the cars. So I know Ford, I know GM, all these big name companies are trying to make their own EVs. They're trying to make their own hybrids, and that's what I feel is the big concern with this company. But I don't see that happening honestly for the next 2 or 3 years. So
Right,
I see
and
growth with this until then, and then that's when I'm going to be watching to possibly sell and lock in my profits. But yeah, I see this. Honestly, I feel like this stock by the end of the year of next year, honestly, 50, 60 bucks. I don't see any reason why they couldn't hit that. I know a lot of this big jump was obviously because of the merger. That's always good news. But with their sales, like their numbers were crazy. And again, we'll post that video down below. We went over this entire stock. I honestly, again, I see this thing hitting 60 bucks easily.
yeah, their projected sales were pretty impressive.
Right.
So
Just go ahead and
seems
go
like
over
they're
there
gonna
and
be
check that
growing.
video out. And I honestly feel like you guys would be impressed with this one. But yeah, I think that wraps up this video. You got anything else to add, Chad?
Nope.
Nope. All right, guys. Well, if you guys like this kind of content, don't forget, always like, share, comment, subscribe, hit all those notification bells. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.